Okay, I think I'm here. I think I'm live. The button says live. I've never done a Facebook Live thing before, so I hope that I'm there. If I'm not, someone tell me. Um, I hope everyone had a fabulous Easter, Passover, or third Sunday in April, whatever your celebration was yesterday. I hope it was safe and healthy. I am very happy to be here today. Thank all of you for coming to listen to me chat a bit about the wisdom of the tarot and the chakras. A big major thanks to Sinead for inviting me to be here today. I really, really appreciate having this opportunity. My name is Linda Wisdow, and I am a very proud holder of a diploma in tarot for women. I think I got my diploma back in 2017. And I've been here ever since, enjoying the journey. I also have a master's degree in transpersonal psychology with a focus on feminine spirituality, which is just a topic I really, really love. And I have also been a certified yoga instructor since 2004. And that is what brought me to the chakras. Through the years of my teaching and studying yoga, I've had the opportunity to learn a bit about the chakras. The chakras is a very vast topic, just like the tarot. So I don't claim to know everything or even a lot, but I know a bit. So I just want to share that with you. I'm going to use my notes. I hope you don't mind. What I've been able to study is a lot about the energy and the philosophy behind the chakras, and mostly how they influence our well-being and how they can help with mind-body healing. That's a big thing for me. That's why I do tarot. That's why I do chakras, yoga, to help with mind-body healing. Once I started studying tarot years after I became a yoga instructor, and I learned about the mind-body healing aspects in the cards, I thought, wow, maybe there's a way to combine these two practices and see how that connection could help enhance mind-body healing. Now, since all of us already know a good bunch about the tarot, thanks to Sinead's fabulous courses, I'm just going to do a quick review about the chakras. So, chakras, that concept comes to us down through the centuries through spiritual systems of ancient civilizations in India, Tibet, and China. And everything we know, all of us know from our early science classes that everything is made up of energy, right? Protons, neutrons, electrons, everything's vibrating and spinning to make up the various levels of matter, gases, liquids, and solids. So it makes sense that there would be areas of more focused energy in the universe, in the earth, and within each one of us. So basically, the chakras are focused vibrational areas of energy, psycho-spiritual energy that is situated along the main nerve plexus of the spine. There are, as all of us know, there are 7 main or major chakras. There are 21 minor chakras, 49 minute chakras, and hundreds of minuscule chakras throughout the body, known in Sanskrit as nadis. Each chakra relates to a specific area of your energy, your body, and your life. And each chakra has a vibrational frequency that connects it to a specific color, sound, symbol, and intention in our lives. In addition to these more well-known that you hear about, those connections to color and sound with the chakras also have a connection to the elements, just like tarot. So cool, awesome. So we have air, water. I always go back and forth between the element and the tarot suit, so you have to excuse me. We have air, water, fire, and earth. And when we're talking about tarot and chakras, we also add in ether. And ether, what is ether? It is space, it is stillness, it is the container for spirit. Ether is the element that connects us to our intuition, our spirit, and other realms. Just like the earth element connects us to things of the physical, The ether element connects us to things of the spiritual. That's the best, easiest way to say it. So I have all these PDFs. I don't know why I got so carried away with this, but there is a PDF. I don't know if you have it with you, but I'm just going to take a quick run through that, talking about the different connections between the chakras, intentions, and tarot stuff. So the root chakra sits at the base of your spine. The color is red, and that deals with aspects of security, safety, our life foundation, our familial heritage, abundance, and material things. So that is the earth element, and the root chakra is also then pentacles. That's where our pentacles cards come in. And the body parts include the hips, legs, lower back, and sexual organs. Then we go up about 2 inches below the navel to the sacral chakra. The color there is orange, and that deals with our emotional openness, desire and zest for life, fertility, sensuality, sexuality, fire, and passion of our creative and generative energies. So, fire element, wands, body parts, sexual organs in women, kidneys, bladder, and large intestine. Moving up to the solar plexus. We all hear about our solar plexus a lot. That is right below the rib cage, right in the middle below the sternum. Color is yellow, and that is our personal power, our boundaries and identity, the fire and determination of the will. Fire again, wands, body parts include the stomach, liver, gallbladder, pancreas, and small intestine, the higher part of the intestine. Coming up to our heart chakra, middle of our chest, right in the middle, this is the color green, and it's our ability to love and feel love, to feel compassion for ourselves and for others. The water as the lifeblood that the heart circulates throughout the body, maintaining spirit in the physical form. Water element, cups, body parts include the heart, lungs, circulatory system, shoulders, and upper back. Moving up to the throat chakra, this is the color blue, and the intention is for self-expression, communication, clarity, integrity, and our authenticity. So this is the air element, swords. Body parts include the throat, neck, teeth, ears, and thyroid gland. Moving up yet again to our sixth chakra in the middle of the forehead. Color is indigo, and that's for our intuition, wisdom, and seeing beyond the surface. This is the ether element, and that encompasses the first 11 major arcana cards, mostly our high priestess for our intuitive listening. Body parts, eyes, face, brain, lymphatic system, and endocrine system. And our last chakra at the crown, the color is purple or violet, and that is our closest connection to the spiritual, understanding the larger forces and life lessons, spiritual connection, and faith. Ether element, last 11 major arcana cards, mostly the sun, which gives us enlightenment and that higher awareness. Body parts, pineal gland, brain, and nervous system. And you can see if you're looking at because I'm such a thorough PDFer, I don't know what my thing is, but you can see I have a chart there for you, giving you those connections to their intention, the main intention, I am, I feel, I do, the color, the element, the tarot card, and then the endocrine gland. Because as we know, our endocrine glands really run the whole show, right? I mean, we need that endocrine stuff to tell us from the pituitary right down to our gonads, what's going on in this system, what's going on in that system. So that's a very important part of the chakras, the elements, etc. Now, that said, when I first started studying the connection between the tarot and the chakras, most of what I read didn't make the connections exactly like this. The connections that I read about had the sacral chakra as water element cups, heart chakra as air element swords, and the throat chakra as major arcana cards 0 through 7. It also had the throat chakra as the chakra that connects spirit to body. So I'm reading this and I'm going along, and for some reason this just wasn't sitting for me. I was connecting the heart chakra because of the emotional aspect and the water aspect of the blood. I was connecting that to water and cups. I was connecting the sacral chakra because it's passion, it's sexuality, it's fire. I was like, well, that's fire. And the throat chakra to me was communication, air, swords. So looking at how I was totally off the chart here, I looked online to find other tarot readers and authors who might feel the same way I did. And I was thrilled to find a website by Shoibon, I don't know if I have that name right, Johnson, and she listed the connections exactly out as I had them. So I was like, well, at least there's one other person in the universe that feels the way I do. And I definitely feel that the heart is what connects spirit to body, because the heart does. It circulates blood and oxygen that we need to stay alive. And also, it's the middle chakra. We have 3 physical chakras below and 3 more spiritual chakras above. So I just thought of this and threw it in there this morning. I gave you a second chart that puts those more common connections for you in case those more resonate with you. And also, you might have connections that are totally different from anything that I put out here. And that's great too. That just shows how individual all of our approaches are to these 2 spiritual systems and the connections between them. So lots of information. Sorry, I'm just an info hound. So how does all of this chakra connection stuff work when conducting a tarot reading? Well, there's lots of ways, lots and lots of ways. First way is you can just look at the elements. Just like Sinead has taught us with the tarot, you can see what is the predominant tarot suit and then energy in the cards. So say you're doing a 4-card reading for the month to see how things are going to be going for you that month, and you get 3 Pentacles cards. Well, clearly you're going to have a lot of earth element and root chakra stuff going on. This means you'll be dealing with stability and security, financial stuff. How are you grounding in the physical world? In addition, though, to making that connection that we're used to making, we can also connect to those body parts. We can look at this and say, okay, well, what do I have got going on this month? I've got pentacles, I've got earth elements. This could be my feet, legs, lower back. A question could come up saying, hey, is my lack of financial security affecting this problem I'm having in my legs and my feet? Oh yeah, that's my problem. It's so clear that I have so many huge issues in my root chakra. So the cool thing about this is that the chakras, with the connection to the tarot, bring the meaning in the tarot cards very clearly into the physical. The tarot tells us what needs focus, and the chakras can tell us where to focus. Even with Sinead's April money month that she's doing, you can take a look at that and go into a meditative state and say, okay, where in my body, oh, I could start to cry here. Where in my body am I feeling this financial lack? Let me see. Am I feeling this in my root chakra? Maybe I'm feeling this in my heart chakra because I'm not having the self-love that I need to improve my financial situation. Maybe I'm feeling this in my third eye chakra, that I'm not trusting my intuition in improving my financial situation. So that's what I think is the coolest thing. Being a yoga instructor, I was a distance runner when I was really, really little. I was a dancer, so I'm a very body somatic person. When I have issues going on, I feel it very much in my body. So I love how connecting the tarot to the chakras connects the tarot very intimately to my body. Besides the element aspect, some tarot readers use the colors on the tarot card to connect to a particular chakra. Like say we take the sun, there we go, sun card, and say we've asked a question, how can I do better at my job? How can I get ahead in my job? And we just do one card. We take this one card and we have the sun. So we know the sun is about enlightenment, greater understanding. We have a lot of yellow, of course, for the sun. And that tells us solar plexus chakra, will, pushing myself ahead, going out and do things. We also have a lot of red. So we have the root chakra, my stability, groundedness. So we can look at this card and say, okay, so in what way am I going to be able to improve this situation through my solar plexus chakra and my root chakra? It gives us a place in the body, in the physical, to focus on. Gotcha that. So we can do, then another way to approach this, we have the elements, we have the colors. You can do just a quick 3-card reading, and you have a specific situation. You can ask yourself, like I did this right before I started. We can say, what are my challenges for this moment, day, or week? And I said, what are they with doing this live video thing that I've never done before and I'm clueless? Then we can say, how can I best meet those challenges? And the 3rd card, and this is all in your PDF, what chakra do I need to focus on to meet these specific challenges? So cool, I did this, and I got the Ace of Swords for what are my challenges in this thing. And yeah, Ace of Swords works perfectly, correctly, mental force, ideas, getting those across to y'all. That was good. Then I got the Knight of Swords, which, how do I meet these challenges? Yeah, just go in and do it, Lynn, because I would have a tendency to be like, okay, maybe I can put it off. Maybe I'll change it. Should I do another week? Just go in and do it. And then for my chakra, I got the Empress. And like we said, that would be the ether and the 3rd eye chakra. So yes, I would have to depend on my intuition and ability to connect with my inner self, because I've got all this paperwork. But when it comes down to it, I've got to be able to just go with it, and can't memorize all that, just have to go. So that is a very awesome way to also connect with the chakras. When you're doing any reading, at the end of it, you can say, okay, well, what chakra do I need to focus on for this? Oh yes, of course. What am I doing here? The most popular way of connecting the tarot to the chakras is doing a 7-card chakra reading. This spread is used to determine what the current state in the chakras are when you're doing the reading. Root chakra through crown chakra, what is the state? Are there any tendencies toward an imbalance or blockage in the chakras? I find that this reading is such a great way. It's like the Celtic cross, where you want to get an overall picture. But again, the thing with doing a chakra reading is it's giving you an overall picture that is connecting you very deeply to the body. That's what I love about it. So, and you can do this reading for a specific thing. You can say, okay, I'm going to do a chakra reading. How are my chakras sitting right now in relation to my job, in relation to my relationship? Oh, that's cool. And in relation to my family. You can do a very specific chakra reading. I did one back in February. I'll probably do another one in May. And I was, like I'm just going to say later, I was astounded when I did it, because it was very clear. All my chakras from the sacral chakra up, yeah, I'm good. Everything's going good. Root chakra, 5 of Cups, okay. I know. And so many times if you do a chakra reading for yourself, you'll look at the cards and go, oh yeah, I knew that. But like so often with the tarot, it takes the cards for us to then go, okay, yeah, I guess this is really a thing. So I found that time and time again doing chakra readings. And then when you're doing a chakra reading for someone else, it can be very, very revealing, surprisingly so. I did a chakra reading for a young man from another book group I was in. He was talking about something going on. I said, hey, I can do this chakra reading for you. He didn't even know what that was, whatever. So he's like, okay. So I went ahead and did this, and I start drawing cards, and this gentleman had 6 out of 7 cards were major arcana cards. So of course, like is my usual gut reaction, I looked at this and said, I must be wrong. This is wrong. I must get rid of all these cards, do this over again. Oh my God, 6 out of 7 major arcana cards. But I trusted the cards. I wrote up the reading. I threw it out there. He was still waiting to hear from me to set up the reading, because he was like, oh my gosh, we never even talked to each other. How can you do this? He said that I knew 90% of him. And yes, he was going through all major thresholds in his life. Those major cards were all spot on. So it can be extremely, extremely helpful and revealing. So, like we said, we're looking at the cards, we're seeing if we have anything funky going on. A Five of Pentacles, something is looking funky. So we're looking to see if there might be any tendency towards blockages or imbalances. So, question, why do things become blocked or imbalanced? Simply by living life. It's not that we're doing something wrong that creates an imbalance or a blockage. It's just how the energies work. A well-known yogi named Alan Finger had once said, the chakras are where we receive, assimilate, and distribute our life energies. Through external situation or internal habits, a chakra can become imbalanced or blocked. Like, say you have a situation comes up at work or at home where you have something with someone, you didn't like something someone said or whatever, and you say, you know, I'm not going to rock the boat. I'm just going to keep this to myself. Clearly, that can cause a blockage or backup of energy in the throat chakra. Also can cause some kind of issues in the solar plexus chakra. You're not standing in your truth. You're not pushing forward with your will. If this is something that's habitual for you, not if you have something you do one time, but if this is something that this is how you function over time, you can get an imbalance in the chakra, blockage in the chakra, something going on that could cause physical stuff, because our chakras are mind, body, spirit, the whole deal. So then you might say, I don't know if you're saying, but you could ask, how does one realign, rebalance, or unblock a chakra? So there are a whole bunch of ways that you can do that. You can do that through meditation. That's the most often thought of way, that you go inside and do some inner listening to what's going on. Yoga is a fabulous way to balance the chakras, because as you're doing the practices, and again, physical, and the chakras are physical, you can be focusing on certain chakras. There are specific yoga postures for each of the chakras. Breath work is a very good way to balance the chakras. Besides helping us to relax, it's a good way to move energy into specific areas of the body with the breath. Crystals, essential oils, Reiki works directly with energy and the chakras to facilitate well-being and healing. I have also found that working directly with particular chakra energies can help when you're feeling unbalanced. Things like going for a walk or hiking for the root chakra, creating something for the sacral chakra, that's where our creative energies are. Saying out loud, I am taking back my power, for imbalances in the solar plexus. Spending time with someone you love for the heart chakra, singing or humming or even chanting for the throat chakra, spending more time with the tarot for the third eye chakra, and meditation for the crown chakra. I think it's also helpful to work with whatever might have been causing the blockage in the first place, like the issue with not speaking up about something. You can see, like, okay, I'm not going to say this at work, but maybe I have a friend I can talk to about this. Maybe there's some other way that I can verbalize this and try to move the energy. You can also do an extended chakra reading, and I didn't even say that, so I'll go back to that in a second. You can add other cards next to the chakra to see, okay, what's going to help me balance whatever's going on in this chakra. And you might also want to try working with a tarot counselor, a mind-body therapist, something like that, if you have energies in a chakra that you've been holding on to for a long time that might have come from any kind of past traumas or injustices. I have learned through experience that sometimes doing a tarot reading for mind-body healing or chakras, you can discover that, hey, you're not going to be able to fix this right now. This is going on due to other issues that you have, things that you're holding on to. In a therapy realm, that's often thought of as secondary gain. I did a health reading a couple of months ago from something Sinead had presented in one of her videos, because I have a lot of issues with food sensitivities and just very reactive to the environment. So I did this health reading, and I was like, and you expect me to do the tarot, you go, oh, it's going to tell me wonderful things and everything's going to be great. And I was like, wow, no, it's not. So I just right away just like drew another card. I was like, oh, wait, what's the deal? Like, what's going to happen if I do this? And I got I can't remember, but it was some card telling me you're going to have chaos. You're just going to have inner chaos. Oh, okay. Can I get past the chaos? So I was very aware that, yeah, I've got secondary gain stuff going on, to where I hold on to this issue, because as disturbing as it is and uncomfortable as it is, to not be in that, not familiar, is even more uncomfortable. So the concept of secondary gain can come into us through a chakra reading. We go, oh, shoot, really? Okay, I have to work through all of that before I get to here. So that we covered. Moving on here. Okay, so that pretty much covers that aspect. Oh, but again, doing a 7-card chakra reading. 7 cards: root chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus, up to the crown. You can do it vertically. Sometimes you don't want to be going like that, so you can set it up horizontally, whatever works for you. 1 card for each chakra. And again, if you see, okay, I've got stuff going on in this chakra, you could do another card. You'd be like me, go another card. Oh, come on, someone help me here. So that's a way to set up your, and you could find, there's websites. I have at the end of the PDF a bunch of websites and books and all kinds of stuff. So that's the chakra aspect. Now I want to talk a little bit about how the chakras influence our feminine bodies and our feminine energies. And one cannot talk about the chakras and feminine energy without bringing in the concept of the Kundalini. The Kundalini is an energy. It's all around us. It's everywhere. We each have our specific Kundalini energy, men and women, that sits at the base of the spine. Sits there, they say, curled up like a snake at the base of the spine. There are women's mystery stories that say that the Kundalini is actually located for women in the uterus, or where the uterus used to be if there was a hysterectomy. Either way, it's all in the same general area. In both sexes, the Kundalini is the feminine counterpart to the masculine essence of the chakras. The Kundalini, snake-like energy, okay, so it's all undulating and flexible and moving, whereas the chakras create a sort of pillar, phallus along the spine. So this is the balance of the masculine and feminine energies. In yogic philosophy, this is Shakti and Shiva. So how does this influence our feminine stuff going on? Oh, and you have a PDF for that. I forgot to print that out. My printer has now said I have no ink. So, but I have that, the Kundalini Woman PDF, which shows us 3 different aspects of the feminine energies, Maiden, Mother, and Crone. And this is in a book by Susan Weed, who is an herbalist and a very well-known women's health expert. And she talks about the feminine energy system as a 2-valve system. So according to Susan, before puberty, in addition to the Kundalini that's sitting at the base of the spine for a woman, a young girl, the Kundalini energy is floating in the air around her. It's flowing around her, and she's all carefree, all's going on. And then when puberty starts, a 2-valved gate in the root chakra opens. And you can see that in the diagram. And this is when the Kundalini energy starts flowing up through the root chakra, into the uterus, into the body, into all the chakras, building up there on a monthly basis, and then is released once a month, mostly through menstruation. So as many of us are aware, as much as 10 days before bleeding starts, this buildup of Kundalini, this buildup of energy in the chakras, can cause all kinds of havoc. I had major PMS, so I'm real aware of this. It can cause all kinds of emotional outbursts and sleeplessness and anxiety and cleaning frenzies and creative frenzies and screaming frenzies. This is what we know as PMS. And then, like we know, once bleeding starts, all of that, the body's releasing the blood and the body's releasing all of those pent-up emotions. It's amazing how you can go from pure chaos to, oh, okay, yeah, everything's okay. So, and how I look at this is we can see the blood that builds up in the uterus as water, cups energy. And it's this, as the blood is building up in the uterus, these emotions, these things that we're taking in during the month but not able to release, building up in the chakras, building up in the energy, and it builds up and builds up. And then luckily once a month, that energy goes and the thing starts all over again. If there's a pregnancy, the Kundalini is retained in the body throughout the pregnancy to be used during labor and delivery, because as we know, that's I watch Call the Midwife over and over again. So we know that that's quite energy requiring process to go through. So that's what happens with that. Now, according to Susan Weed, once perimenopause starts, one valve in this 2-valve system closes, the release valve. Oh, geez, the release valve. So we're not able to be releasing things like we were in our regular menstruating years. Now we're bringing in this energy. We still have energy sitting in those chakras that we haven't had the opportunity to release in our menstruating days. And now we're at perimenopause, and that energy is building, and that energy is building. And that's why a lot of women will refer to perimenopause as PMS that never ends. Because at least when there was PMS, you could say, oh, okay, it's day whatever, it's day 18, I can expect this. I would go to the calendar and go, oh yeah, okay, that's why I'm feeling like I'm losing my mind. But now perimenopause comes, that's not there. That's not there. We don't have regular counting down, everything's fine. No, we've just got PMS that's coming out of nowhere, bouncing off the walls. Our family is bouncing off the walls at this point. So this energy is building up in the body, and it's at this point then that the Kundalini, the snake-like energy sitting at the base of the spine, starts moving up through the chakras. And if it encounters a chakra that's got an overage of energy, any kind of blockage or imbalance, stuff related to that chakra is going to be coming up for us energetically, physically, whatever. Snake is moving up, causing what kind of things? And we could see as we go up through the chakra, causing menstrual irregularities, terrible pain, indigestion, bloating, acid reflux, heart palpitations, look, thyroid problems, oh my goodness. And now look, we're up here. I've got anxiety, I've got headaches, I have got sleeplessness, haven't slept at all. So you can actually follow the perimenopausal stuff through the chakras and see, yeah, that is why all of this is going on and making me crazy. Depending on how much energy has been blocked up in the chakras will determine whether you have a very mild perimenopausal transition, because there's women, I talked to a woman when I was going through my chaos, she was like, I had a couple of hot flashes, so it's like, really? Or if you have lots of energies that you've been holding on to related to past traumas, past injustices, things can get so out of hand that you feel literally like you're losing your mind. I know, because I was one of the losing your mind women. So yes, that was my thing. Once we're able to recognize the energies and emotions that are behind all of the hot flashes and cold flashes and whatnot, it's more easy to deal with these things, because we can go, okay, this is energy that I have in this chakra. Let me work with my meditation, with my yoga, with my other mind-body things to move this energy. Before we know that, I thought I was dying because things blew up so crazy. I had a normal pulse of about 65 and a blood pressure of like 110 over 65. And my pulse was 105. My blood pressure was 178 over 100. I was like, I'm dying. I'm clearly dying. And didn't find out for quite a while that it was perimenopause. So this is, after a time, that energy will move up through the chakras, reach the crown chakra. You're without a period for a year, and things start to settle down. Of course, you're getting older. I'm 63 years old. I'm 10 years post-menopause. You still have aging things. We can't say, I shouldn't be hurting. I'm an old woman and it hurts. But the reason I wanted to, since I was doing chakra stuff the reason I wanted to talk about perimenopause a bit is because up until recently, there has been so little information out there about this. And of course, very little information about the energetic aspects of perimenopause. We could always find information about menarche and menstruation. Oh, when I was a little girl, they gave us pamphlets about sanitary napkins and belts. Yeah, belts. Yeah, try that on. And there was information about pregnancy, what to expect when you're expecting. But perimenopause, I mean, shoot, man, seriously, I do not jest. I thought I was going to have a couple of hot flashes, couple of night sweats, and boom, I was going to be done. Holy cow. Holy cow. I never would have expected, and it was vital for me. I've always been a person where I go, where's the book on this? Where's the book? And I found fabulous books. Dr. Christiane Northrup's Wisdom of Menopause, absolutely fabulous. Lonnie Barbach, a book on perimenopause, and she lists a lot of the symptoms, challenges. I call them challenges or disturbances because it is not a disease. It's a natural life process. So a challenge is defined as a call to special effort. And I saw all of these things. And then I was able to look back on my PMS days, horrible PMS, close to non-functioning PMS. And I could see, but back then I had no access to this information. I could see that my body was calling me to heal these traumas and injustices that I had experienced month after month after month. And I didn't have the tools. I didn't have the knowledge. I didn't have the tools to do that. So once perimenopause hit, Dr. Christiane Northrup speaks of it as the mother of all wake-up calls, because every month, my body was going, okay, we got this stuff, and then perimenopause goes, no, you do it now. This is it. This is your thing. So that is my spiel on that. If anyone has any questions about any of this, I have my email address in the PDFs. You also have a PDF of the Chakra Woman, and that just shows you in a female form the different colors, the different symbols for the chakras and body parts and whatnot. So that's just a great quick reference. And perimenopause, again, back to that. While any tarot reading is extremely valuable at any time of life, during perimenopause, tarot becomes even more helpful because you are going through a major transition. Any time of major transition, the guidance of the tarot is extremely important. Doing chakra readings during perimenopause, enormous, because it is such a chakra-based transition. Paying attention to the chakras, doing regular readings of the chakras to see, okay, and especially when you're in a point like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore. Chakra reading, what's going on? How can I best deal with this? It's a great, great tool, along with all those things that I told you about with the yoga. Qigong. I started doing Qigong during my menopausal crisis, and I that was in 2005, and I do Qigong every day now with my yoga because it is a very specific energy-based practice that uses sound. I always love to use sound. I play guitar and I sing. That's a very helpful thing, clearing that throat chakra. So anything like that, any mind-body practice during perimenopause is extremely helpful. I see that I do have some time. I was hoping I would. So I would like to do a guided meditation for the chakras. So if anyone is here listening, that is fabulous. If anyone tunes in later, fabulous. So I'm just going to read through this. I'm going to get myself in my guided meditation posture. If you're going to join me, if you can sign off because we got all the information. This is a guided meditation. You can just sit up tall, sit up comfortably in your chair. Let's take a deep breath and an exhale. I'm going to try to leave behind my frantic, nervous presentation mode and go into meditative mode. Big inhale and exhale. Sit up tall with your feet firmly planted on the floor. You can close your eyes or just lower your gaze toward the floor, whatever feels most comfortable to you in the moment. Big inhale. And the exhale, releasing any tension. Inhale. Exhale and letting go. Let's do 2 more breaths to center ourselves there. Inhaling and exhaling. Now, as you're sitting there, notice how your feet are feeling against the floor. Notice the 4 corners of each foot equally balanced on the surface beneath you. Push up or down on any point of the foot that does not feel balanced. Inhaling and exhaling. Now begin to feel the bottoms of your feet as if they were connected to the earth. Imagine them connecting to the ground outside, to the grass or soil, or maybe the sand on an open beach. Feel your feet growing roots into the ground beneath you, growing deeper and deeper, anchoring you to the safety and security of Mother Earth. Now become aware of this earth energy radiating up from Mother Earth and traveling into your feet and legs. Feel it traveling up into your ankles, your calves, your knees and thighs. Imagine this energy coming up both legs and meeting at the base of your spine, the location of your root chakra. As you connect with this chakra, breathe in the color red and imagine your root chakra spinning. See that chakra spinning in a deep red color. Red, the color of groundedness and stability, safety and security, the earth element of the Pentacles suit. Now bring this energy up from your root chakra and into your sacral chakra, a few inches below your navel. Visualize or imagine this energy flowing up from your root chakra and into your lower abdomen. Visualize this energy spinning and imagine it as the color orange. Orange, the color of creativity and sensuality, of sexuality, the fire element of the wand suit. Now, once you've connected with your sacral chakra, begin to bring this energy up into your solar plexus chakra, just below the center of your rib cage. Feel the energy flowing upward into this area and begin to visualize this energy spinning and imagine it turning the color yellow. Yellow, the color of determination, enlightenment, and will, another aspect of the fire of the wand suit. Once you've connected with your solar plexus chakra, begin to bring this energy up into your heart chakra, right in the middle of your chest. Feel the energy flowing up into your heart chakra and visualize it spinning and turning the color green. Green, the color of love, of self-love and acceptance, of relationship and emotions, all essences of the water element of the cup suit. Now that you've connected with your heart chakra, begin to bring this energy up into your throat chakra, in the middle of your throat. Feel the energy flowing up there and see it spinning and turning the color blue. Blue, the color of self-expression and communication, the air element of the sword suit. Once you've connected with your throat chakra, start bringing this powerful energy up into your third eye chakra, in the middle of your forehead. Feel the energy flowing into your forehead and visualize it spinning and turning the color indigo. Indigo, the color of intuition and insight, of listening beyond the veil, the energy of sound and the ether element, of listening to the high priestess within. Now that you've connected with your third eye chakra, begin to bring this energy up into your crown chakra at the very top of your head. Feel the energy flowing upward into this area and visualize it spinning and turning the color violet or purple. Purple, the color of spiritual connection, of connecting with the divine source, the energy of light and the ether element, of gaining the spiritual enlightenment of the sun. Now that you've connected with all of your major chakras, take a moment or two to just be with these 7 wheels of energy, to just become aware of the profound energy and potential for healing that you hold within you. I'll give you a moment. And when you're ready, begin to deepen your breath and return your attention to the present moment and the world around you, the plans that you have for the rest of the day or evening. You can wiggle your toes and fingers, maybe tilt your head from side to side. Rub the tops of your thighs a bit. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Take a deep breath and say, wow, I hope you enjoyed that little journey through your chakras and some of the tarot. I just thought this morning I'm going to stand up so you can see what I'm doing. In my yoga studies, and I've done continuum movement, all sorts of embodiment things, I created a practice that I call lunation, related to the phases of the moon. And that brings in like every body thing that I've been studying, the yoga, the qigong, the free movement of continuum, the sounding, and so I would like to just share I call it sequences of lunation embodiment. I don't know, sounded cool. So I'd like to just share one with you that I do every day during my yoga practices. And I do teach this when I'm teaching a yoga. I haven't done that with the pandemic and stuff. So I'm standing up so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to go through it first. What we're going to do is bring the hands into Namaste. And as we inhale, we're going to leave just the thumb, index finger, and middle finger together. I had seen that this is known as a yoni mudra, yoni as this area of the woman, and this is a mudra for that. I added the middle finger for the 3 phases of motherhood, maiden, mother, and crone. So we're going to start from Namaste. Inhale, connecting these fingers up above the head, and bring that down to the sacral chakra, where we are creating. We're creating whatever we're bringing into the world, be it our tarot skills, our chakra skills, our smile, our laugh, whatever wonderful things we're bringing out into the world. We're bringing this mudra down to there, gathering that creative energy, offering it out into the world, cupped hands, our service to the world, and then bringing that back, whatever we've offered to the world, and seeing how it nourishes our mind, our breath and body, and our heart. All right? So you do this with me. I don't know if anyone's there, but I'm having a good time. All right. So Namaste. We inhale. Hands come down to the sacral chakra. And we offer what we have out into the world. And we bring that energy back to nourish the mind, breath and body, and the heart. And let's just do that one more time. Inhaling. And bringing that down to the sacral chakra. Offering our services, our joy, our love out into the world. And bringing that energy back to nourish the mind, breath and body, and the heart. Thank you. If anyone has come, thank you so much for listening. Like I said, I had a great time. I hope you have a fabulous tarot journey, fabulous journey through the tarot. And I hope you have a liberating and empowering journey through the 3 feminine thresholds, especially that perimenopause. Many blessings to everyone.